Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are counting down 25 of the most hated stars in Hollywood history. Before we begin, please consider showing your support by liking this video. It truly means a lot to us. Thank you, and let's begin. 25. Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith entered Hollywood with everything already in his favor. As the son of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, he grew up surrounded by fame, money, and opportunity. Audiences first fell in love with him in The Pursuit of Happiness, acting alongside his father in a performance that felt natural and heartfelt. Soon after, the Karate Kid remake turned him into a global child star. At that point, it seemed like the industry was ready to hand him the future. But as he grew older, public opinion shifted. Instead of focusing on acting, he leaned heavily into music, fashion, and social media, where his strange philosophical statements confused more people than they impressed. Quotes like, "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?" turned him into an internet joke overnight. To many, he began to appear detached, smug, and deeply out of touch. Critics quickly labeled him the ultimate Nepo baby, someone protected by his last name rather than his talent. His unusual fashion choices and cryptic interviews only strengthened that image. Once seen as a promising young star, Jaden became a symbol of Hollywood privilege, someone born into success but unable to earn respect. Even today, his reputation is defined less by what he creates and more by the frustration and dislike he provokes. For millions of viewers, his story is a reminder of how easily early admiration can turn into widespread resentment. 24. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton became famous before social media even existed. As the face of early 2000s celebrity culture, she turned her wealthy lifestyle into entertainment. With The Simple Life, she turned parties, paparazzi, and catchphrases into a brand. "That's hot" became iconic, and for a while, Paris Hilton was everywhere. But what started as fascination slowly turned into exhaustion. Her leaked tape, constant partying, and repeated legal troubles made her seem reckless and shallow. She wasn't admired for talent, but for excess, famous simply for existing in front of cameras. To many people, she represented everything wrong with celebrity culture, a spoiled heiress rewarded for bad behavior while contributing nothing meaningful. Though she later rebranded herself as a DJ, entrepreneur, and advocate for abuse survivors, public perception was already cemented. For millions, Paris Hilton remains the symbol of empty fame. She may have helped create modern influencer culture, but she also became one of the most mocked and resented celebrities of her era. 23. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. Her rise marked a complete shift in how fame works. With Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she turned family drama, controversy, and constant visibility into an empire worth billions. Beauty lines, fashion brands, and social media dominance followed. But with that influence came massive backlash. To critics, Kim represents celebrity without substance, famous not for talent but for exposure. Her perfectly curated online image, public relationships, and non-stop media presence made her impossible to ignore, and for many, impossible to like. She has also been accused of promoting unrealistic beauty standards and monetizing personal struggles for profit. Every relationship, every scandal, every emotional moment became content. Even her genuine efforts, like prison reform advocacy, struggle to outweigh the resentment she inspires. Kim Kardashian is admired by millions, but she is also deeply disliked by millions more. To her critics, she is not an icon, she is a warning sign of what modern fame has become. 22. Kris Jenner. Behind the Kardashian empire stands one figure pulling the strings: Kris Jenner. As the family's manager, she turned scandals into storylines and private lives into billion-dollar businesses. Her instincts for publicity are unmatched, but that power comes with a cost. Many believe she exploited her own children for fame and fortune. From managing controversy to shaping narratives, critics see her as the ultimate symbol of manipulation in Hollywood. The idea that nothing is off limits, not even family, has earned her intense resentment. Some call her a genius, others call her ruthless. The joke that the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder, perfectly captures her reputation. She has wealth, control, and influence, but not admiration. In the public eye, Kris Jenner is proof that power does not always come with respect. 21. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is one of the last true movie stars. For decades, he dominated Hollywood with blockbuster hits, fearless stunts, and relentless dedication to his craft. From Top Gun to Mission Impossible, his career is legendary. But off-screen, his image became deeply troubling. Cruise's intense involvement with Scientology turned him into one of the most controversial figures in entertainment. Instead of appearing loyal, he seemed fanatical, representing an organization widely accused of abuse and control. Then came the infamous Oprah interview. His couch-jumping declaration of love for Katie Holmes shocked the world and permanently altered public perception. Reports of controlling behavior and Scientology's influence on his personal life only deepened suspicion. Though his films still succeed, trust never fully returned. Tom Cruise remains admired for his work, but disliked for what he represents. A superstar whose brilliance on screen cannot erase the discomfort he creates off it.
20. Will Smith. For most of his career, Will Smith represented everything Hollywood loved. He was charming, funny, and endlessly likable. From The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to blockbuster hits like Independence Day and Men in Black, he built an image of positivity and family values. Audiences trusted him. Parents admired him. Fans believed in him. Then, in a single moment, that image shattered. At the 2022 Academy Awards, Smith walked onto the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock during a live broadcast. The room froze. The audience gasped. The world watched in disbelief. What should have been the greatest night of his career, winning an Oscar for King Richard, became one of Hollywood's most humiliating scandals. The backlash was immediate. The Academy banned him for 10 years. Projects were paused or canceled. Memes and criticism spread faster than any of his films ever had. Some defended his actions as emotional or protective, but to many, the slap revealed something darker: ego, entitlement, and a loss of control. Decades of goodwill disappeared in seconds. Will Smith is still famous, but his legacy is now divided between success and scandal, proving that even Hollywood's nicest guy can fall from grace overnight. 19. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner once embodied elite American privilege. She was the glamorous daughter of a billionaire. He was the quiet heir to a powerful real estate dynasty. Together, they moved effortlessly through New York's high society. But everything changed when they entered politics. During Donald Trump's presidency, both were handed influential advisory roles in the White House, despite having no political experience. The backlash was fierce. Critics accused them of blatant nepotism, arguing that power was handed to them, not earned. Their calm, polished public image began to feel artificial, like a carefully managed brand rather than genuine leadership. Ivanka tried to present herself as a moderating force. Jared operated quietly behind the scenes. To many Americans, it felt insulting. They symbolized a system where privilege replaces accountability and influence comes from bloodlines, not merit. Even after leaving Washington, the damage remained. Once admired for luxury and status, their names are now linked to entitlement and resentment. They are disliked not just for what they did, but for what they represent. 18. Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway's career should have made her universally loved. She was talented, successful, and seemingly grateful for every opportunity. From The Princess Diaries to emotionally complex roles like Rachel getting married, she proved her range early on. Winning an Oscar for Les Mis should have sealed her place as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. Instead, it sparked something unexpected. A wave of backlash, known as Hatha-hate, swept across the internet. Audiences accused her of trying too hard. Her emotional award speeches were labeled fake. Her polished image was mocked as insincere. The criticism was vague but relentless. For reasons even her critics struggled to explain, Hathaway became irritating simply for existing. She was too perfect, too eager, too rehearsed. Late-night jokes, online forums, and gossip blogs all piled on. Though she later regained respect with quieter performances and a more private presence, the episode revealed something unsettling. In Hollywood, success alone can make you a target. Anne Hathaway's story proves that admiration can flip into resentment without logic or warning.
17. Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow once represented refinement and prestige. With her soft-spoken elegance and award-winning performances, she quickly became Hollywood royalty. Her Oscar win for Shakespeare in Love cemented her status as a serious actress. But over time, her image shifted. As her acting slowed, she reinvented herself through a wellness brand called Goop. What started as a lifestyle newsletter became a massive business selling products and advice meant to unlock health and happiness. Instead, it sparked outrage. Medical professionals criticized Goop for promoting pseudoscience. From controversial detoxes to bizarre wellness claims, many accused Paltrow of selling misinformation to vulnerable audiences. Her public comments only worsened her reputation. Comparisons between her life and military service, along with other tone-deaf remarks, made her appear painfully out of touch. To fans, she is a visionary entrepreneur. To critics, she is an elitist celebrity profiting from privilege and ignorance. Gwyneth Paltrow's name now carries more eye rolls than admiration, remembered less for her films and more for her detachment from reality. 16. Madonna. Madonna is one of the most influential performers in music history. For decades, she reshaped pop culture through bold visuals, shocking performances, and unapologetic reinvention. She challenged taboos, defied expectations, and inspired generations of artists. But controversy followed her every step. Religious imagery, explicit sexuality, and deliberate provocation made her a constant target of criticism. To some, she was fearless, to others, offensive and desperate for attention. As the years passed, the backlash grew louder. Critics accused her of refusing to age gracefully, relying on shock value instead of evolution. Rumors of extreme cosmetic surgery and diva behavior further damaged her image. What was once rebellious began to feel forced. Madonna is still adored by loyal fans, but she is also deeply resented by those who see her as someone unwilling to step aside. Her legacy is complicated. She is both a pioneer and a provocateur, proof that being iconic does not guarantee being loved. 15. Kanye West. Kanye West, now known as Ye, once stood at the peak of modern music. He was not just a rapper, but a creative force who reshaped hip-hop, fashion, and pop culture itself. Albums like The College Dropout and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy were hailed as masterpieces. Critics praised his vision. Fans admired his confidence. For a time, Kanye seemed untouchable, but controversy followed him everywhere. The moment he interrupted Taylor Swift at the MTV Video Music Awards marked a turning point. What appeared to be a shocking outburst revealed a pattern of ego-driven behavior.
Over the years, his public persona unraveled. On-stage rants, explosive interviews, feuds with fellow artists, and erratic social media posts became the norm. His political statements alienated longtime supporters. Then came remarks that crossed an unforgivable line, anti-Semitic comments that triggered widespread condemnation. Brands cut ties overnight. Adidas ended its partnership, costing him billions. His empire collapsed as quickly as it was built. Though some still defend his artistic genius, his legacy is now inseparable from chaos, arrogance, and hate. Kanye West became the tragic example of how talent alone cannot save someone from their own words. 14. Jared Leto. Jared Leto earned a career on transformation. As an actor, he won an Academy Award for Dallas Buyers Club. As a musician, he led 30 Seconds to Mars with a cult-like devotion from fans. But behind the performances, controversy grew. Leto's extreme method acting blurred the line between dedication and disturbing behavior. On the set of Suicide Squad, stories emerged of him sending unsettling gifts to co-stars, acts many found inappropriate and alarming. Then came far more serious allegations. Multiple accusations surfaced, claiming he engaged in inappropriate relationships, including with underage fans. Though Leto denied wrongdoing, the rumors never disappeared. Combined with his self-important public image and cryptic interviews, his reputation darkened. Today, he is no longer seen as a fearless artist. To many, he represents how power and fame can be misused under the excuse of creativity. 13. Amber Heard. Amber Heard's career once seemed full of promise. With high-profile roles and striking screen presence, she appeared poised to become a major Hollywood star. Her marriage to Johnny Depp kept her in headlines, but what followed would define her legacy forever. When Heard accused Depp of abuse, public support initially leaned in her favor. But during the highly publicized defamation trials, recordings, testimonies, and evidence painted a far more complex picture. As the case unfolded, public opinion shifted dramatically. Social media turned ruthless, memes flooded timelines, petitions demanded her removal from film franchises. To many viewers, Heard appeared manipulative and dishonest. Others still see her as a victim standing up to a powerful figure. But in the court of public opinion, the damage was irreversible. Amber Heard is no longer discussed as an actress. She is remembered as the face of one of the most divisive celebrity trials in history and one of the most disliked figures to emerge from it. 12. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was once regarded as one of the greatest actors of his generation. His performances were calculated, chilling, and unforgettable. From The Usual Suspects to American Beauty and House of Cards, he dominated both film and television. Then came the reckoning. During the rise of the Me Too movement, multiple men accused Spacey of sexual misconduct, including allegations involving minors. The claims painted a disturbing pattern of abuse spanning decades. The industry responded swiftly. Netflix cut all ties. Projects removed him completely. Finished films reshot his scenes with other actors. His strange public videos, speaking in character as Frank Underwood, only deepened the discomfort. Although some legal cases were dismissed or dropped, his reputation was beyond repair. Kevin Spacey's name no longer symbolizes talent. It symbolizes betrayal, power abused, and a career erased by scandal. 11. O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was once America's most celebrated athletes. On the football field, he broke records and became a national hero. He transitioned seamlessly into Hollywood, appearing in films, commercials, and sports commentary. To many, he was charisma personified. Then everything changed. In the mid-1990s, O.J. Simpson was charged with the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. The trial became a global obsession. the slow-speed bronco chase, the courtroom drama, the gloves. Though acquitted in criminal court, he was later found liable for wrongful death in a civil case. To much of the public, the verdict felt like justice denied. His later actions, including the book If I Did It and bizarre media appearances, only deepened public anger. Once admired as a legend, O.J. Simpson became synonymous with violence and controversy. His name is no longer tied to touchdowns or movies, but to one of the darkest chapters in American celebrity history.
10. Chris Brown. Chris Brown entered the music scene as a teenage prodigy. Smooth vocals, mesmerizing dance moves, and undeniable charm made him the heir to Michael Jackson's throne. His early hits, like Run It and Forever, catapulted him to superstardom. By his early 20s, he was considered one of the most talented young artists in the world. But in 2009, everything changed. Brown physically assaulted his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. Shocking photos of her injuries dominated headlines. Public opinion shifted overnight from admiration to outrage. His attempts of apology did little to repair his image. In the years that followed, more arrests and allegations surfaced. Brown became seen as unstable, prone to violence, and unwilling to change. While he continued to release music and maintain a loyal fan base, the shadow of his actions never faded. Chris Brown's story is a cautionary tale. Talent cannot erase acts of abuse. His name is now a lightning rod for controversy and one of the most hated figures in entertainment. 9. James Franco. James Franco once seemed like the ultimate Hollywood success story. He was charming, intelligent, and endlessly ambitious, an actor, director, writer, and teacher all at once. Franco's performance in 127 Hours earned him an Academy Award nomination. Comedies like Pineapple Express made him a fan favorite. He had it all: talent, versatility, and charisma. But his carefully constructed image began to crumble. Several women, including former students, accused Franco of sexual misconduct. The allegations described abuses of power, coercion, and manipulation, shattering the image of a respected mentor. The fallout was swift. Collaborators publicly distanced themselves. Studios cut ties. His once thriving career stalled. What had been a story of promise became a cautionary tale. James Franco is still remembered for his performances, but the shadow of scandal now defines his legacy, making him one of Hollywood's most disliked figures.
8. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf began as one of Disney Channel's brightest stars. His comedic timing on Even Stevens won hearts. Transitioning to the big screen, he starred in blockbusters like Transformers and joined legendary franchises such as Indiana Jones. By his early 20s, LaBeouf seemed unstoppable, a child star successfully becoming an adult actor. But personal struggles derailed him. Arrests for disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and bizarre stunts, like appearing on a red carpet with a paper bag over his head, reading, "I am not famous anymore," painted a portrait of instability. More seriously, former partners accused him of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. The allegations reinforced a narrative of a talented actor spiraling into chaos. Shia LaBeouf's story is tragic, a star given every opportunity, yet undone by personal demons. Today, he is remembered less for his performances and more as a warning of how quickly public admiration can turn to hatred.
7. Megan Fox. Megan Fox burst into fame with the Transformers franchise. Her beauty and on-screen presence made her an instant star. Magazines hailed her as a modern sex symbol. Hollywood seemed poised to give her a career filled with blockbusters. But Fox's outspoken nature soon became her downfall. She openly criticized director Michael Bay, comparing him to a dictator. The remark reportedly led to her dismissal from the franchise. Hollywood turned against her. Instead of being praised for standing up to power, she was branded ungrateful and difficult. Media and tabloids painted her as a diva who squandered her potential. The backlash was relentless. Interviews were dissected. Paparazzi coverage amplified her every perceived flaw. Her talent was overshadowed by controversy. In recent years, Fox has spoken about sexism and mistreatment in Hollywood, but the years of mockery left a lasting mark. She remains a talented actress, yet her name carries the weight of one of the industry's most notorious public fallouts. 6. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was television's king on 2.5 Men. He commanded the highest salary in sitcom history. Millions tuned in weekly for his sarcastic humor and infectious charm. For years, he seemed untouchable. But Sheen's private life collided with public scrutiny. Years of drug abuse, wild partying, and reckless behavior spilled into the media. His feud with creator Chuck Lorre ended in termination, but interviews with phrases like tiger blood and winning turned him into an internet meme. His scandals didn't stop there. Sheen revealed he was HIV positive, admitting he had kept it secret for years while maintaining sexual relationships. Lawsuits and accusations piled up, making him appear reckless and dangerous. Once celebrated as a charismatic star, Charlie Sheen became a symbol of addiction, excess, and self-destruction. His legacy is no longer defined by his roles, but by the chaos that consumed his life, earning him a permanent spot among Hollywood's most hated.
5. Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl seemed destined for stardom. Her role as Dr. Izzy Stevens on Grey's Anatomy made her a fan favorite, and Emmy recognition cemented her status as one of television's brightest stars. She expanded into romantic comedies like 27 Dresses and Knocked Up, becoming one of Hollywood's most bankable actresses. But her career trajectory shifted dramatically. Heigl developed a reputation for biting the hand that fed her. Criticism of Knocked Up as a little sexist angered writers and directors. She also withdrew her name from Emmy consideration, claiming she had not been given worthy material. What she intended as honesty came across as arrogance. On-set reports labeled her demanding and ungrateful. In Hollywood, reputation is everything, and suddenly it turned against her. Roles stopped coming. Opportunities dwindled. Today, Heigl works steadily, but the perception of her as difficult remains. She's remembered as a talented actress whose career suffered as quickly as it rose, a cautionary tale of ambition clashing with public opinion. Number 4. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan's story is one of Hollywood's most famous cautionary tales. From The Parent Trap to Mean Girls, she was a child star adored for her talent and charm. Her teenage years promised a career destined for greatness. She was celebrated as both a gifted performer and a cultural icon. But early fame came with a heavy cost. By her 20s, Lohan's name was linked more to mugshots than movie premieres. Arrests for DUI, multiple rehab stints, and public meltdowns dominated headlines. Hollywood grew weary. Directors labeled her unreliable. Insurance companies refused coverage. The project stopped, and the audience grew frustrated. Despite attempts for comebacks, the shadow of chaos lingers. She's no longer remembered as the talented girl from Mean Girls, but as a fallen star, one of Hollywood's most infamous cautionary tales. 3. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was once the epitome of Hollywood success. The rugged star of Lethal Weapon and visionary director of Braveheart earned both Oscars and respect. He combined charisma and creative genius, becoming one of the industry's most admired figures. But a series of scandals destroyed his image. A drunk driving arrest led to an anti-Semitic tirade. Further incidents included leaked recordings of violent threats and reports of abusive behavior. What had been a heroic, respected star became a polarizing figure. Hollywood distanced itself. Projects were canceled. For years, he was virtually blacklisted. Though he earned acclaim with Hacksaw Ridge, the cloud of controversy never fully lifted. Mel Gibson's story is a stark reminder: talent alone cannot shield someone from the consequences of personal failings. 2. Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski is a filmmaker whose talent is unquestioned. Masterpieces like Chinatown and The Pianist cemented his influence in cinema. Yet his career is permanently overshadowed by crime. In 1977, Polanski was charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. He pleaded guilty to unlawful sex with a minor, but fled the U.S. before sentencing, evading justice. Hollywood's reaction has been divided. Some defended him, citing artistic genius. Others were outraged that he continued to win awards and acclaim despite evading the law. Every accolade he receives reignites controversy. For many, Polanski is less a director and more a predator who escaped accountability. His story is a chilling example of how power and talent can coexist with unpunished crime, securing his place as one of Hollywood's most reviled figures. 1. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was once one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. Co-founder of Miramax and the Weinstein Company, he produced countless critically acclaimed films. Actors thanked him publicly. His approval could make or break careers. To many, he was the ultimate kingmaker. But behind the scenes, he built a legacy of abuse. In 2017, investigative reports exposed decades of sexual harassment, coercion, and rape. More than 80 women came forward, including some of Hollywood's biggest names. The fallout was monumental. Weinstein's empire collapsed. He was stripped of honors. He now sits in prison, convicted of multiple crimes. His name, once associated with Oscars, now symbolizes corruption, exploitation, and disgrace. Harvey Weinstein is a permanent reminder of Hollywood's darkest side, a man whose abuse of power forever tainted the industry. So, the question remains, who do you think deserves the title of the most hated Hollywood star of all time? And can any of them ever be redeemed, or are their legacies forever doomed?